Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Amajnana Timirandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakhurunamilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Sri Raghunatham Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Tiradha Krishna Padan Saganalitam Sri Visakham Vitam Cha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatrivascha kripa sindhu vaivata patitanam pavanabhya vaishnavya namo namaha namo Vishnu padaya Krishna prestaya bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedantu Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasat Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gauravakta Vanda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Today is very, very auspicious day, this Vyasa Puja. Vyasa Puja is the divine appearance of the spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. So let us know what is the meaning of Vyasa Puja before we start the lecture. So the meaning of Vyasa Puja, the Vyasadev is the original compiler of all the scriptures, Veda, Vedanta, or Puranas, and all the things. And he compiled as well as disseminated this knowledge, Vyasadev. Therefore, his name is Vyasa, means Vyashyati. Vyashyati iti Vyasa. So he all compiled the Vedic knowledge and disseminated for the benefit of the welfare of the people in general, to enlighten people. And the spiritual master is the representative of Vyasadev. So therefore, because spiritual master only job is to disseminate this Vedic knowledge in order to enlighten the conditioned soul and bring back to Godhead. So that is the duty of spiritual master. Guru. Gu means darkness. Ru means dispeller. So his dispeller of the darkness of ignorance, that is Guru. That is called Andhakara. Andhakara nirgadhyatat iti guru iti abhidyate. That is definition of the guru. So the spiritual master is the representative of Vyasadeva. Therefore, the disciple and the follower, they celebrate or they observe this Vyasa Puja on the day of the birthday of spiritual master to pay the homage, to pay the gratitudes that a spiritual master has given to the disciple by enlightening us. Amagyanatimirandasa Gyananjana, by dispelling the darkness from the followers and disciples, or people in general. Therefore, the disciples paid homage by writing the glories of the spiritual master on this very day of Vyasa Puja, birthday of spiritual master. And by hearing the glories of the spiritual master is non different from hearing the glories of the Krishna, because the spiritual master is non different from Krishna. Sakyadharitena samastu satya. All the scriptures say they are representative, bona fide representative of Krishna. So there is a beautiful verses in this regard which say that nobody can repay the debt of the Guru. This is a beautiful verses in Bhagavatam. It is said that nobody can pay the debt of Guru. In this verses, you can see here that these verses it is stated that that it's not possible to repay the debt of the Guru. This is stated in these beautiful verses that let me find out the verses. Yes, in these verses it is stated here that just like a you say that a joker activity simply arouse laughter, and a person who tries to repay the spiritual master or teacher of transcendental message of Krishna become laughing stock just like a joker, because it is not possible to repay such a debt. The best friend and benefactor of all people is one who awakens humanity into original consciousness. Because the spiritual master is the best friend and well-wisher. Prabhupada always write, I am the well-wisher, the best friend and benefactor of all people, one who awakens humanity to original consciousness. Therefore, there is no question of paying the debt. We have only can pay gratitude, pay homage by glorifying. Of course, it is not, it is not sufficient for us that we have no capacity, qualification to glorify as much as we can glorify the spiritual master. We can do that. So, and his whole idea is that, so he came from the spiritual world. He gave us the love of Godhead. He conquered the world by Krishna consciousness process. Therefore, we are glorifying him. Just like a child, if he knows that his mother has sold his necklace in order to child to get appear for the examinations or get admitted to the education, all the things or any other things, very important thing, then the child will be more obliged to his mother, showing his he will shed the reluctance not to study. Rather, his reluctance will transfer to the gratitudes that my mother has sacrificed so much in sacrifice for me. Similarly, when a devotee is, a disciple knows how much the spiritual master sacrifices, innumerable, insurmountable sacrifices for the sake of elevating and illuminating the disciples, then our reluctance transforms to gratitude. We will shed our reluctance, whatever the challenges confronts in process of bhakti, by thinking, by meditating the sacrifice of the spiritual master, we will shed our reluctance. We will be more serious to follow his instruction and prepare to go back to Godhead. So now we can see that how this devotee of the Lord, like spiritual master, how they great. You see, you can see here these verses. They are very important verses. You can see that in this beautiful verses, Mahadvichalanam ninnam grihinam dinachetasam nishresa bhagavana kalpate nanyatha kachit. So in this beautiful verses, it is stated that, "Oh my Lord," this is spoken by the Nanda Maharaj to Gargamuni. Yesterday was our Nandauchava, Krishna Janmashtami. Today Nandauchava. After 2 years, not 2 years, I think before that, after 1 year passing, Gargamuni came to the Nanda Maharaj house. Nanda Maharaj requested him for naming ceremony of Krishna and Balaram. During this time, Nanda Maharaj is speaking this verse. "Oh my Lord, oh great devotee, person like you move from one place to another, not for their own interest, but the sake of poor-hearted grihastha householder. Otherwise, they have no interest in going from one place to another." That is the sacrifice. Prabhupada practically demonstrated by sailing in a cargo, passenger cargo, for more than 1 month in the ship, undergoing so much trials, tribulation, troubles, 2 heart attacks. Only for this grihastha, poor-hearted grihastha, karpanya dusapata svabhava. Arjuna is telling Karpana, I'm afflicted by this karpanya, poor-hearted emotion, poor-hearted grihastha householder. Otherwise, they have no interest. Prabhupada, there was no need of going. He was very good, comfortable in Radha Damodar temple. He was compiling Bhagavatam. He was preaching. Why he has to undertake all these trials and tribulations? Only for the sake of elevating this grihastha, poor-hearted grihastha. When you understand his sacrifice, when you realize his sacrifice, then we will be more serious, more express our gratitude by becoming very serious in Krishna consciousness, sincere in Krishna consciousness, following his instruction more diligently. That is whole idea, that reminding, meditating on his sacrifice. This Vyasa Puja is an opportunity to meditating on sacrifice. Not only Vyasa Puja, every day we should meditate how much the spiritual master has sacrificed. Just like imagine, Prabhupada used to send letter, "Dear Mr. So and so Das, I'm writing you on this dated, and this is how the important of the Krishna consciousness." It's like a personal letter. How much it carries a value. Guru means heavy in Krishna consciousness, heavy in preaching, heavy in everything. That is called Guru. So now we can discuss about the how he came, what he gave, and how he conquered in 3-1. Before we appreciate his all these gifts of his divine grace, invaluable, precious gift of his divine grace, we must know what is our conditioning stage. Then we can more profoundly value his sacrifice. So at the conditioning stage, we turn away the face from the Lord and we are suffering. It is stated in these beautiful verses that in material world, how we are suffering, turning away the face from the Lord. In this beautiful verses, it is stated that Hitvatma Maya Ratita Grihyapatya Sruhistriyaha Tamavisanti Anichanta Vasudeva Paramukha. We have become Vasudeva Paramukha. We turn away the face from the God. That is the root cause of our suffering in this material existence. Those who have turned away from the Supreme Lord Vasudeva, being under the spell of Lord's illusory energy, are eventually forced to give up their so-called homes, children, family, friends, wives, lovers, which were all created by illusory potency of Supreme Lord, and enter against their will into the darkest region of universe. We are suffering. Sansara dava nananidha loko. Guru Ashtakam is the first verse. Sansara dava nananidha loko. Pranaya karunya ghana ghana. Sansara dava, this material existence like a blazing fire. In a forest, nobody goes and lit the fire, but it automatically happens. Howsoever sophisticated environment, gorgeous arrangement we create, there will be a fire. That is indispensable, inevitable, imperative. Fire is a must. And on the fire, everybody is, what do we say, tormented, tortured. Everybody is suffering very excruciatingly precarious condition undergoing. Everyone. This material world is designed like this. Everybody is suffering. And only mercy is that cloud of rain. When cloud of rain comes, just like forest fire, it cannot be extinguished by our, artificial mean of pouring water or by calling this, water department, water pump. No, only can be extinguished by the rain, torrential rainfall, cloud of rainfall. And that similarly, our material existence, which is like a blazing fire of forest, can be extinguished by the rain cloud, mercy of the rain cloud. That mercy of the rain cloud of the God will come by spiritual master. Dasya prasada bhagavad prasad. By spiritual master mercy, one can extinguish this blazing fire of material existence. So we should know our predicament, then we can glorify the spiritual master. We can show our gratitude more, completely. More completely. It is stated also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, Krishna bhuli se jiva anadi bahirmukha ateva maya tare de sansara dukha. When the living entity forget the spiritual, forget the Supreme Lord, want to enjoy himself independently, imitating Supreme Lord, is captured by the false notion that he is the enjoyer, is separated from Supreme Lord. This material energy, therefore, very much troublesome to the spiritual energy. So they are suffering because of this. Because we have torn away the face from the Lord. Krishna, forgetting Krishna, the living entity has been attracted by external feature from the time immemorial. Therefore, illusory man energy, Maya, gives him all kinds of misery in his material existence. That is the Maya function. Just like a jail is made to punish the outlaw, though who transgresses the law of the land. Similarly, who defy the authority of the God and turn away from the God, they have been punished by the Maya. Of course, it is also the mercy of Krishna. Punishment is made for reformation. That's why he created this material world, for our rehabilitation and reformation. How merciful the Lord is. And his mercy representative is spiritual master. Therefore, we are speaking about discussing about spiritual master. And as we know that we are in a very predicament. In the material condition, the living entity sometimes raised to higher planetary system and material prosperity, sometimes down to hellish situation. His state is like that of a criminal whom a king punishes by submerging him in water and then raising him again from the water. That's like previously the criminal has been punished by submerging his head inside the water. When he suffocated, he got. He was taken out from the water. His head was taken out. So he was thinking that, oh, I'm now relaxed. The next moment his head was being submerged inside the water and feeling that suffocation. So this is our material world. Sometimes we feel happy, sometimes sad. But overall all these very painful conditions. And we cannot have a medicine to cure this. We cannot get out from ourselves. That is also another big hurdles, big impediment for us. We cannot ourselves. It is stated by Krishna that we cannot ourselves extricate from this predicament. No, not this verse. These are beautiful verses. Because a person who has been covered by the ignorance and since time immemorial is not capable of effecting his own self-realization. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of absolute truth can impart this knowledge. We cannot ourselves. Therefore, it is said that spiritual life without spiritual master is a myth without any merit. Because without his mercy, we cannot inherit the kingdom of Godhead. Without the knowledge, absolute knowledge, we cannot inherit the kingdom of Godhead. That knowledge only can be given by the spiritual master. We cannot ourselves self-realize. We cannot do ourselves, just like a bind person cannot unbind himself. An unbind person only can unbind us. Therefore, Krishna says it cannot be done. It cannot be done by ourselves. We need the help of somebody who is really liberated soul. Therefore, Krishna himself say also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also say that Maya Mugdha Jibero Nai source of Krishna Gana Jibero Kurpaya Koila Krishna Veda Purana. The forgetful living entity or conditioned soul have forgotten their relationship with Supreme Lord. They are engrossed in thinking material activity. Just to transfer their thinking power to the spiritual sky, Krishna Dvaipanabhasa has given a great number of Vedic literature. That's why the Krishna himself as a Vedabhas, as a Vyasadev, he has compiled all the literature and divided. Vyasati iti Vyasa, he divided everything. And spiritual master is nothing but a representative of, he is doing the business of Vyasadev. Therefore, he is called representative of Vyasadev. He is disseminating that knowledge so that the conditioned soul can get out, stricken. The next verses, Krishna also substantiated this statement that Shastra Guru Atma Rupe Apanar Janana Krishna Moro Prabhu Tatra Jivero Hoy Jnana. The forgetful conditioned soul is educated by Krishna through the Vedic literature. The realized spiritual master and the soul. Through this, he can understand Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is. He can understand that Lord Krishna is his eternal master, deliverer from the clutches of Maya. In this way, one can acquire real knowledge of his conditioned life, can come to understand how to attain liberation. Without this understanding, one cannot attain liberation. And that understanding can be done by the spiritual master. Here say that spiritual master. Therefore, Krishna also say in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena paripresana sevaya upadekshanti jnanam ganinam tattadarshina. A spiritual master is a tattadarshi. He can impart knowledge. And by the dint of that knowledge, one can get out. So this is the importance of spiritual master from the Shastra. Now we discuss about that, how he came and what he gave and how he conquered conquered the world. So this actually, there is a beautiful beautiful phrase which was written for Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar spoke that I came, I saw, I conquered. But it was his political conquest. As far as Prabhupada is concerned, he came, he gave, and he conquered. It is not political conquest. It is his compassion. It is his compassion that he conquered the world by Krishna consciousness. The devotees are very compassionate soul, very philanthropic soul. So he came, he gave, and he conquered. There is a variables, and there are variables, applied to Prabhupada. Now, how he came? When he took birth, today is the birthday, he appeared, Nanda Utshava time, 1896. But his appearance is not like ordinary appearance like the ego. Because he is representative of the Lord. He comes down from the spiritual world to deliver us. Just like Krishna said, yesterday was Janmashtami. Krishna Janma is not just ordinary. Janma karma chame divyam. Divyam means not ordinary. He is not coming by his karma force. By karma he is taking birth, just like karma somebody is taking birth in the family of Bill Gates, Amitabh Bachchan or Ambani. Somebody taking birth in a rickshaw pull or gatekeeper. Somebody is taking birth in a very saintly family, aristocratic family. Somebody taking birth in a very uneducated, unsophisticated sinner. So discrepancy is according to karma for the living entities. But as far as birth is concerned of pure devotee and spiritual master, the pure devotee are representative of the Lord. And the Lord, it is divyam, divine, transcendental. Therefore, here Krishna himself said that. Don't think that the spiritual master is the ordinary soul. No. Just like Krishna came in human form. Some people deride, oh, he is a human. Just why is a God? It's just a human like us, maybe a little bit of extra. No, Krishna rejected all this statement by saying, Avajananti mama muddha manusintanu asritam. Ajananta param brahma mama uttasana, mama uttam maishwar. They do not know, fools deride me when I come in human form. Therefore, if somebody say that the spiritual master is dead, or spiritual master is ordinary human being, they reasons ill. They do not know the Guru Tattva. They do not understand the spiritual master appearance. Krishna has spoken here, Acharyam ma vijanyan navamanyata karchit namatta buddhaya sutte sarva deva maya guru. So here Krishna says one should know the Acharya is myself, never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man. Not ordinary man. For he is representative of all demigods. Sakyadhari tena samasta satri. He is a representative of all demigods. He is not ordinary. None different from Krishna. Therefore, he came, his birth, his appearance is not ordinary. Therefore, we are celebrating because he has come, he is a representative of the Lord. He came as a very, very divine purpose, very, very significant purpose. This is also stated in these verses that how the spiritual master is the representative. Krishna says in these verses that, oh my Lord, the transcendental poet expert in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you. Even if we are endowed with prolonged lifetime of Brahma, for you appear in two features, externally as Acharya and internally as Super Soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. So he came as externally as Acharya to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. That is the duty of the spiritual master. Therefore, he came from the spiritual world. He did not come by the force of the karma, by the influence of the karma. We should understand the spiritual master is not ordinary. He is spiritual. He is spiritual. And second point is that he gave. What he gave? He gave the love of Godhead. That is very important. So here it is said that by directing him how to come to him, this is the process of coming to Krishna is Bhaktya Mama Vijananti Jabanjacha Samikattva. Krishna say that Janma, yesterday was appearance day. Krishna say very, very important verses in Bhagavad Gita that Janma karma chame divyam evam jabeti tatvatah takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti sojana. He says that one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance activity does not upon living body takes birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. O Arjuna. So a person who knows the appearance of Krishna and activities of the Krishna is transcendental, he will stop this birth, death in this material existence and go back to Godhead. But to know this tatvata, knowing truth, It's not easy thing. It's not easy thing. Bhunam janman mate jnanaman mam prapanyanti. After many, many births, the jnani, the impersonalists, they came to know about Krishna. Therefore, Krishna say, Manusyanam sahasyasu kaschid etati siddhaya, etatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattata. Out of many millions, one may try to understand me. Those who are understanding me, one is actually attaining me. How much rarity of attaining Krishna. But still, Krishna has given a very easy way, formula, that if you understand me, easy way to understand me is bhakti. Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita, later chapter, to understand me factually, Krishna say that bhakti is very important. Bhaktya mama vijanati javan jatasmi tattata tatamam tattva visate tad anantaram. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is fully conscious of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. By only process of bhakti, one can go back to God. And that bhakti, to attain that bhakti is not easy. Krishna say, I give everything, but bhakti, no way. Bhakti is very stingy to give. So therefore, Krishna is sold out to bhakta. Aham bhaktai paradhin. Krishna de tumara, Krishna dite para. Tumara sakati achi. Krishna is the property of the devotees, Acharya, spiritual master, the pure devotee. One cannot approach Krishna directly to attain him. No, we should go through his servant. And he sold out to his servant. Aham bhaktai paradina. He told to Amrish Maharaj, 9463. I am bound, I am sold out. You cannot approach me. One cannot approach Krishna directly. Krishna say in Adi Purana that one cannot approach Krishna directly. In Adi Purana, it is stated that Yame Bhakta Jana Partha Name Bhakta Sati Janaha Madhavaktanam Chaya Bhakta Tame Bhakta Kamamataha. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, those who are my direct devotee are actually not my devotees. Many people claim, oh, I want to Krishna, I want only Krishna. No, you cannot get it. But those who are devotee of my servant, actually my devotee. Gopivatta Pada Kamalya Dasa 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 Anudasa. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am Dasa Dasa Dasa. Servant of the servant of the. More we servant, more easy we can get Krishna. More we try to become directly approaching Krishna, we cannot get it. They are not actually my devotee. They do not know that my representative, I can be approached by my representative. It is a common sense also. You cannot approach Prime Minister. You cannot approach a great personality. We should go through secretary. So to attain this love of Godhead, to attain the Krishna, we have to go through spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. That is the whole process. That is the whole process. Therefore, it is stated that this love of Godhead is very important. It is stated in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that how to get this bhakti is by Krishna consciousness, by the help of mercy of spiritual master. Brahmanda Brahmita Kono Bhagyavan Diva Guru Krishna Prasade Pava Bhakti Lata Bija. According to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. Some of them are being elevated to upper planetary system. Some are there. Some are going down to the lower planetary system. After many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with the bona fide spiritual master by grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person will receive the seeds of the creeper of devotional service. To get the creeper of devotional service, one has to get the mercy of spiritual master. Guru Krishna Kurpa Pava Bhakti Lata Pij. Without associating with the spiritual master, there is no question of that. There is no question of getting admitted to the bhakti school. Mahatma Kurpa Vina Kono Bhakti. Naya Krishna Bhakti Dure Rahu Sansara Nahe Krishna. If one is serious about escaping Maya's influence, returning home back to Godhead, one must associate with sadhu, mahatta kurpa. That is the verdict of all scripture. Sadhu sangha, sarva shastra kahe, lavamatra sadhu sangha, sarva siddha. We need this spiritual master. We need the mercy of the pure devotee. Otherwise, there is no question of. There is no question. This is a very good statement by the Jarabharat. O King Rohugana, without taking upon oneself dust from the lotus feet of pure devotee, Mahajana or Mahatma, one cannot attend devotional service. Krishna said that only devotional service you can enter into my kingdom of the God. First, he told that if you know my appearance and activities are transcendental, then you can stop all this material existence, will go come back to me. And to understand that this Krishna's appearance is transcendental and his activity is also transcendental, we have to have bhakti. Bhakti amama, devotee of the Lord. And to become a devotee of the Lord, we have to attend the devotional service. And how to attend? By spiritual master. How everything is connecting. Everything is connecting. Therefore, Shastra says, Guru Asraya. Ado Guru Asraya. We have to take shelter of the Guru first. Otherwise, Prathame Guru Puja, Sanatan Goswami Hari Bhakti Vilasa. First thing is Guru Puja. Otherwise, Krishna do not even recognize our service. Don't recognize at all. So that is the things formula. It is stated in by there's a beautiful verses spoken by Muchukunda. Let me check it. Muchukunda who spoke to the Lord. Yes, very nice. Bhava pavarga varmata brahmata yad bhavet janasya arhay achutta samagamaha satsang yarita deva sadgato paravarshe toijayate matihi. When the material life of wandering soul has ceased, O Achyuta, he may attend the association of a devotee. When he associates with them, there awakens in him devotion unto you, who are the goal of devotees and Lord of the all causes and their effect. Beautiful verses by Muchikanda. Devotion, to get the devotion, we have to approach spiritual master. Therefore, Prabhupada, what he gave the most precious thing, Prema Pumartha Mahan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has declared that most precious thing is Prema Pumartha Mahan, Prema, love of God. This is the perfection of human being. And that treasure, that wealth of Prema of Godhead is given by spiritual master. Golokore Premadana Harinama Sankritana. This Golokore Premadana Harinama, they introduced Srila Prabhupada, the first and foremost contribution to the humanity. This is chanting of the Hare Krishna, spreading the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And it was imported from the spiritual world. And he brought this Mahamantra from spiritual world because he is the representative. He is not ordinary birth. He comes from the spiritual. He came from the spiritual master with that weapon, with that Mahamantra to spread in this material world and liberate every conditioned soul back to home, back to God. That is the most important contribution of the Prabhupada, this Mahamantra, spreading of Mahamantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that Prithivite ache jata nagaradi karma sarvate pachara hoive moro nama. As much as town and village in this world, on the surface of the globe, this holy name of the Lord, Mahamantra, will be spread. And that happened, Prabhupada made it. His Senapati, his commander-in-chief, he came from spiritual world. He gave this Mahamantra. Mahamantra means you will get, by chanting the name of the Lord, you will get the love of Godhead. You will get the love of Chaita Darpana Marjana Mahabhavagni Nirbhipana. All this material inability, frailties, infection will be cleared, and we will develop the love. Anandamvadi Vardhanam Patipadam. Anandamvadi, we will get the love of God and the bliss, ever increasing bliss. So that is why we celebrate Vyasa Puja, to show our gratitude with so much indebtedness to spiritual master, how he came from spiritual world and he gave this formula, gave this knowledge, gave this Mahamantra for our benefit to bring us back to Godhead. Therefore, we are indebted, eternally indebted to spiritual master. So, and there are also many. I think there is a very beautiful verses. It is that Jasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada, Jasya Prasada Nagati Kutapi. We'll see that. Jasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada Jasya Prasada. This Guru Ashta committee says that. If you have really bona fide Guru, by pleasing him, you will get the favor of Krishna. Jasya Prasada Bhagavad Prasada, Jasya Prasada Nagati Kutapi. By pleasing the spiritual master, you can. Bona fide Guru. Guru is not that everybody Guru. Guru means there is a Samitpani Srotiyam. They are 100% engaged in the service of the Lord. And what they speak, whatever they had, bona fide statement is whatever he had heard, whatever Krishna says, they present as it is without any compromise. Therefore, it is stated that in order to terminate all this material existence, unhappiness in this world, one must approach a Guru if one is serious to go back to God. 11.321 Tasmad Gurum Prapadyate Jigyasu Sreyuttamam Sabde Paresya Nisnantam Brahmani Upasamasrayam. Therefore, any person who seriously desires real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master, take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of bona fide Guru is that he has realized the conclusion of the scripture by deliberation and is able to convince others this conclusion. Such great personality who have taken shelter of Supreme Lord, leaving aside all material consideration, should be understood to be a bona fide spiritual master. We should understand, Guru does not mean that any Tom, Dick and Harry is a Guru. Definition of Guru has been given. Bona fide Guru. Two definitions has been given. Who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of God and living aside all this material consideration. And the first one is who realize the conclusion of the skipper by deliberation and also is able to convince others of this conclusion. Not only he has thorough realization of revealed scripture, but also is very adroit in convincing others the conclusion. And he has 100% taken shelter of the Supreme Lord, leaving aside all the material consideration. This is the two qualifications, the 2 points, 2 parameters that qualifies one to become a bona fide spiritual master. And if we approach that bona fide spiritual master, who is non-different from Krishna, who came from the spiritual world, and who gave this love of Godhead, then we also can go back to God. Anybody. This is the process. This is process by spiritual master conquer. He conquered the 3 worlds by this introducing this Krishna consciousness. The bhakti means Krishna consciousness. Love of Godhead means Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. It is stated here that how he conquered the world by disseminating this love of Godhead. It is stated by very beautiful verses, stated by this Yudhishthira Maharaj. Nanu asya brahmana rajan krishnasya jagatatmanaha punnanta padarajasa tilokim daivattam mahat. My dear King Yudhishthira, the Brahmana is speaking to the Yudhishthira Maharaj. My dear King Yudhishthira, the Brahmana especially that is spoken by the Narada Muni to Yudhishthira Maharaj. My dear King Yudhishthira, the Brahmana, especially those engaged in preaching of the glories of the Lord throughout the entire world, are recognized, worshipped by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead himself worshipped that personalities with the heart and soul of all creation. The Brahmanas, by their preaching, sanctify the 3 worlds with the dust of their lotus feet. Thus, they are worshipable even for Krishna. Even Krishna is worshipping that. Krishna himself say one of the verses, I sanctify by the dust of their feet. The whole world is sanctified by the dust of their lotus feet. Even they are worshipable even for Krishna. Lord Shiva also confirmed this. Aradhanam sarvesam Vishnu aradhanam param tasmad parataram Devi, Tadiya, some Archanam. Lord Shiva said Parvati that out of all worship, Vishnu worship or worship of Krishna or Vishnu, the highest. More than that, worshipping his pure devotee, Tadiya, pure devotee, pure Vaishnava, Tulasi, all this. So that is the thing, how they conquered. They conquered by spreading, propagating the love of God, by distributing the love of God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in that mood, in that role as a original spiritual master. Papi tapi jata thila hariname udhari. Simply distributing without even seeing who is fit, who is not fit. Sthana nahi dekhe, what is that? Patra nahi dekhe, sthana nahi dekhe. Whether one is fitting candidate or one is not fitting candidate, whether it is a fitting place or not fitting place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associate distributed. And Prabhupada is their lineage, parampara, disciplic successor. Prabhupada also never see that he is a foreigner, Westerner, or he is a Christian, he is a Muslim, he is a Hindu. No, he did not see all skin disease, skin deep. Rather, he sees that everybody is a part and parcel of the Lord. Everybody is conditioned, turning away from the spiritual, turning away from the Supreme Lord, and they are suffering. Therefore, he came, undergo so much trial and tribulation. He went to foreign countries, Western America, particularly New York, the headquarters of the Maya, headquarters of the materialistic culture. He spread the Krishna consciousness. And throughout the world, he spread his Krishna consciousness. He established 108 temples. He compiled the Vedic knowledge, books, so many books, innumerable books, volumes of books to enlighten this conditioned soul to Krishna consciousness. He traveled all over the world 14 times to stop our traveling from one species to another species, one birth to another birth. He traveled. This is his, this is how the Acharya means they conduct by example. Therefore, they are worshipable. Therefore, we are today conducting Vyasa Puja once in a year annually. We express our gratitude toward the personality who has contributed monumentally for our sake. The beautiful verses is there. We stated that. Let me find out. Yeah. Tapante lokotapena sadhava prayas janaha paramardhanam tadhi purusha akhilatmanaha. We say that great personality almost always accept voluntary suffering because the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. So same thing. Vaishnava means paradukha dukhi. Therefore, the bona fide spiritual master is not concerned about himself, is concerned about others. Who can give at the age of 69, sailed in a freighter, a passenger cargo, for 39 days like this, undergoing heart attack, 2 heart attacks? Who can dare to attempt this? But Prabhupada never. He was never reluctant to do that because he's always concerned about conditioned soul. He went to America to preach this Krishna consciousness movement, established single-handedly. He's practically penniless. Even you do not know how to go left and right. Practically penniless. Culturally, is very foreign to this America. But still, he never give up. He told my Guru Maharaj say that even the head is caught, still the hand will go off. Till the last breath of the life, a devotee must preach. Preaching is the essence. Books are the basis. Purity is the force. Preaching is the essence. That is Krishna consciousness movement. Devotee association is quintessence. Without books, we cannot understand this knowledge. Books means books of bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, we cannot understand ourselves, the purport of this knowledge. Jasya deva parabhakti jatha deve tatha guru. Jasya deve parabhakti jatha deve tasyeti kathitai arthat prakasanti mahatmana. Without the mercy of spiritual master, the Vedic knowledge cannot be revealed to us. So first is books are the basis. We must read profusely every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Nityam regularly. Purity is the force. Without purity, our all study will thrown into the dustbin, is useless. We need purity. The chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 round a day. Following the regulative principle, no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. That brings us the purity. Purity is the force, books are the basis, and preaching is the essence. Without preaching, we will be dull. Preaching is very, very important. Krishna recognized the preacher. Preacher is a very, very dearest. It's a beautiful verses where Krishna says that those who are preacher is very dearest to me. Yedam paramam guhyam madabhakti swavidishyati bhakti mayim param kritva mam evishyati asamsaya. For one who explains this supreme secret to devotee, pure devotional service is guaranteed. At the end, he will come back to me. The next verses, Krishna say that Tasman natya tasman manusheshu kassin me priyakittamah avitanachetasmad anya priyataro bhubi. There is no servant in the world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more. So preaching is the essence. Vaishnava means always paradukha. Not that selfish, oh, I know, then I keep myself, I will get liberated myself. No. We should preach. First of all, we should practice. That needs books, reading of books, hearing books, Prabhupada lecture, devotee association, all the things. Then one has to be pure by chanting and following regulative principle. Then third one is, first is purity is the force is first. Second is books are the basis. Third one is the preaching is the essence. And devotee association is very important. Without devotee association, we cannot get that zeal, enthusiasm to do all the activities. Therefore, Prabhupada say always keep the association of devotee. Without association, Krishna also say without association, one cannot get that spirit sufficient strength to counteract the Maya. Paraspara nukathanam pavanam bhagavata jasa mitho ratir mithastusti nirviti mithatmana. One should learn how to associate with devotee of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This is the process most purifying. As devotees develop their loving friendship, they feel mutual happiness and satisfaction. By thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up the material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering. So this is what Prabhupada introduced this Sunday program. Sunday program is based on this verse. Our Sunday love feast is based. So that devotee gathered. Actually, Prabhupada made this. Prabhupada said that I made this temple to give association to every conditioned soul. Give a devotee association. The center is meant to give the devotee association. It's a hospital for disease conditioned soul. You can go and treat them and go back, get cured from material existence. So Prabhupada said that somebody asked why you are making all center, because to give an opportunity for association. Unless you have a devotee association, one cannot. Adau sada tatha sadhu sangha. Then bhajana kriya. Without devotee association, we will not know what is the importance of spiritual master. Acharya upasanam. Krishna say 13:8 Bhagavad Gita. First thing is Acharya upasanam. You have to take shelter of Acharya. Without that, spiritual life is like a meat. And that things we can know when you go to temple and associate with devotee. They will teach you that we should approach a spiritual master. Adau Guru Ashray. That is the thing. Then we will get rid of all these anarthas, All these anarthas are like, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsya. All these demons Krishna killed, they represent anartha. Just like Putana is killed first, is a fake spiritual guru. So, or Tinavat, Sakatasura is childish mentality. Tinavarta is proud. So in this way, all these demons in our heart will be killed by the representative of Krishna. When Krishna came, he personally killed. Now Krishna is sending his representative, kill all the demons who are within the heart, and he creating a hubbub and squabble. They're creating a very vandalism in our heart. They're hijacking our bhakti. Demons always come to hijack Krishna, hijack the bhakti, tormenting the Brajavasi. They are also doing the same thing in this material world. These demons are there within the heart. And this spiritual master comes and attacks by his mercy, by his knowledge, by his mercy, attack and kill these demons. If we take shelter of the instruction of the spiritual master, that will kill all these demons within the heart and free us from all these inebriety, frailties. Therefore, we are indebted to the spiritual master, his divine grace. Therefore, on this day, whole idea on this day to meditate on the spiritual master sacrifice and shed our reluctance of complaining, I have got so much obligation, aspiration, I have my job, I cannot put leave, I cannot come, I cannot execute, I have my wife, children, all this aspiration and all set aside. All these challenges we confront in this material world, we should set aside by understanding that how much spiritual master sacrificed for us. Therefore, we should shed our reluctance, transfer into our gratitudes, and try to educate Krishna consciousness. Go back to Godhead. In this life, Prabhupada always convince and converse that in this life, one should go back to Godhead. Finish your business in this life. You have nothing to do with the business in this material world. It's like a stinking place, latrine. We have some business to do, but get out as soon as possible. That is spiritual. That is Prabhupada. In every lecture, every book's purport, Prabhupada, one thing is you can find, notice, exigency, urgency of convincing the conditioned soul, go back to Godhead as soon as possible in this life. Finish the business in this life. Prabhupada used to say, finish the business in this life. So we should follow his instruction and don't be so childish. This Guru is heavy. And we should also seriously take shelter of the Guru, a spiritual master instruction, and follow diligently and go back to God. Mukam karoti bachalam, pangum langati giri. If we follow this instruction, even though we are not qualified, yogyata vichara kale, this is a very beautiful. If you think of our qualification, we are not yogya, we are not qualified to go back to God in any way, in every aspect. But one good condition we have, one good opportunity we have. If we follow the Prabhupada said, just hold my dhoti, I will take you back to Godhead. If you just hold the instruction of spiritual master rigidly, morning Mangalarti, chanting 16 round, hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and all other book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so on and so forth. And associate with devotee, always associate with devotee, then there is no chance that we cannot go back to God. No chance. All scripture says, they proclaimed categorically that this is only formula to go back. Krishna himself said, Sarva dharman parityada mamekam saranam bhave. Surrendering means this is the process. Prabhupada is giving a process how to surrender to Krishna. Means service, navada lakkana, bhakti chena navalakkana, hearing, chanting, serving the Lord, all this process. So Prabhupada is like a Narada Muni, also is like a Prahlad Maharaj. Just like Narada Muni, modern day Narada Muni is Prabhupada. Just like Narada Muni does not say, Prabhupada has written one of the purport. When the Daksha cursed the Narada Muni that you cannot stay in one place, Prabhupada says that they also cursed me. The parents of this, my disciple, they cursed me because you are taking away them. They cost me, you cannot stay in one place. So Prabhupada said that I am traveling all my center. I don't stay even 1 week, maximum 1 week I can stay. I do not stay beyond 1 week. I go to all centers and preach, traveling preachers. And also he's like Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj say that when Nrsimhadev has given, offered him to go back to Vaikuntha, Prahlad Maharaj said, no, 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 sir, I do not want. I want to take back everybody. So he is the combination of Narada Muni and Prahlad Maharaj. This is Prabhupada. Prahlad Maharaj, what he say? No, dear Nrsimhadev, say, I do not want anything. I do not want to go back to Godhead alone. I want to take this, all these conditions so with me. They have Prahlad, sorry. This is Prahlad Maharaj says, Prayena Deva Munaya Sumimukti Kama Monam Charanti Bijanena Patnani Nista Naitan Vihai Kirpanan Vimukha Eka Nanyam Twad Asya Saranam Brahma. So, my dear Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are not interested. They are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and town. They go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with the vows of silence, Maunam. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone. Living aside all these poor fools and rascals, I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter of lotus feet. This is exactly Prabhupada. He gave up aristocratic family. He gave up his wife, children. He gave up even Vrindavan. He is saying that you can take away Vrindavan from Sadhu, not Sadhu from Vrindavan. You can take Sadhu out from Vrindavan, not Vrindavan out of Sadhu. Prabhupada said that I left Vrindavan to give Vrindavan to everyone. Vrindavan means Krishna consciousness. Vrindavan means Krishna. That is Prabhupada. He left all this comfort just for the sake of bringing us back to the shelter of the Lord, back to Godhead. So we should understand that the Prabhupada is like a Narada Muni and combination of Prahlad Maharaj and Narada Muni. When Krishna came and spoke the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was actually accepted Krishna as spiritual master. Many people say now Krishna is not there, how to take shelter? This is the representative of Krishna, Prabhupada. We are all karpanya dusapahata. We are all poor-hearted one. We have no knowledge. Our senses are imperfect. Only way to rectify, to eligible ourselves, qualify ourselves by getting the mercy of Prabhupada, taking shelter of a pure devotee, or bona fide spiritual master. On this note, I end here. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Sunyavadi Pasatu Desakare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Srila Vyasa Puja Mahotsav ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.